So how did the gods appear? How did they provide these predictions and these oracles? Well, for the average Egyptian, they would have to wait until the statue of the god was brought out of the temple. So inside the sanctuary at Karnak and many other places, there was a statue of the god that had to be ritually clothed and ritually fed every day by the priests. And then on certain festival days, the statue was placed inside a bark or a sacred boat and hoisted up on the shoulders of the priests and marched out of the temple. And it's at that point, when this statue was brought across the river, visiting other shrines and other temples, there would be parades on either side of the Nile. This was the beautiful festival of the valley, or the festival of Opet. And this is when individuals might approach with a petition. Yay or nay? Am I in good shape? Has someone stolen from me? What about this cow that I bought? Have I paid on the installment plan correctly, or is someone throwing an accusation at me? What should I do? All kinds of questions would come. So how would the god indicate what the right thing to do was? The hieroglyphs talk about nodding in approval or disapproval, and there's some disagreement about whether the statues actually had some moving parts and might invoke their head a little bit. That is probably unlikely. More likely is that the statue in its bark would be brought by the priest either forward to say yes, or backwards to say no, or perhaps lean to one side or another if there are two competing petitions brought. And this is how the god would signal approval or disapproval. And of course, I can't help wondering about corruption, because all you need to do is bribe these priests who are holding the bark and holding the statue to lean to one side or the other to favor one case against another case, of course. So oracles and predictions, the individuals, the populace in Luxor or ancient Thebes would be approaching the god with very, very high hopes to get the results that they desire. The kings would be petitioning in a much more private way, of course, and these outcomes would be recorded for all time in their temple inscriptions to show that, yes, they are the divinely born next rulers on the throne. They are on the throne with all legitimacy, or the decisions they made for this expedition or that campaign were absolutely justified. So it's a good backup system to bolster your kingship.
Reading about the John Snow Club.
Learn more at predictionx.org, where you can stay up to date on all of our latest offerings and interviews.